Good morning and welcome back to Army Family Team Building Military Spouses 101 online. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the LES or the Leave and Earnings Statement. I get a lot of questions from spouses and even soldiers about some of the boxes on the Leave and Earnings Statement. Today I want to talk specifically about the entitlements box, the deductions box, and the allotments box. Of course, I invite you to come into ACS and take the Army Military Spouses 101 class, where I'll cover the LES much more in depth. But today, let's just focus on these three columns here. So in entitlements, you see there it says base pay, BAS, and BAH. BAS stands for Basic Authorization for Sustenance. This is the money that the Army has set aside for soldiers and their families for food items. BAH, of course, stands for Basic Authorization for Housing. This is the money that the military gives you for base housing or off-post housing if that's what you choose to do. And of course, the base pay is that soldier receives minus the BH and BS. Moving over into the deductions column, one of the big questions that I always get from military spouses and even new soldiers is what exactly does mid-month pay mean? Understand that the military only pays soldiers once a month. So what the military has done for you is, so you can get paid on the 1st and the 15th, is they pay you on the 1st and then they divide that month's pay in half. That mid-month pay is the check that you'll receive on the 15th. So what the Army does is they send out the month's pay, they subtract half of that pay, and they list it as mid-month pay in this deductions column. So you'll notice that on the 15th, that should be the money that you're getting. Move over to the allotments column. The discretionary allotment, this is usually listed when you're using your BAH for on-post housing. So most often, when you see that discretionary allotment in there, it's going to match exactly what your BAH is, which is exactly what you're paying to live on post and housing. Of course, like I said, we're just going to cover these three boxes today. I invite you to come into ACS, like I said, and take the Military Spouses 101 class. We'll cover the LES much more in depth. And as always, go ahead and post your questions onto the Facebook page there, and we'll answer those as they come in. My name is Sean with ACS, and I thank you for logging in today. Have a great day. Good morning. Welcome back to Army Family Team Building Military Spouses 101 Leave and Earnings Statements Part 2. Today we're going to talk about the three arrows that I've got to the left there and the rows that correspond to those arrows. We're going to discuss some real quick basics about these rows here. That first arrow there is pointing to the row that starts off with leave. This column right here is going to list all the leave information for the soldier. That BF balance, the earned balance, use, and CR balance or current balance. The BF balance is going to be the amount of leave that they had prior to this period. The earned is what they've earned for this pay period, and of course the use is what has been used up. You calculate that out and you come up with that CR balance or your current balance. Important thing to understand here is if you go three more rows over where it says use or lose in the same row, the Army only allows a soldier to hold so much leave. Once they've crossed that threshold of amount, then you're going to start to accumulate numbers in this box right here. And then you'll either have to do just what it says, either use it or you wind up losing it. Drop down to that second arrow there. This is going to be all your Social Security tax information or your state tax information if you pay state taxes. That's going to be from left to right on this row. Going down to that third arrow there where it says paid data, the important things to understand here is these first three boxes, the BAQ type, the BAQ dependents, and the VHA zip. The BAQ type, if you're married, you're going to see that it says with dependents or W/DEP. And of course, if you're married and your dependent type is going to be spouse. Now, if you're a single parent, it would say with dependent and it would just say child there instead of spouse. That VAA zip, that's going to be the zip code that your BAH is paid on. So of course, if you live here at Fort Drum, then the zip code that should be in there should say Fort Drum. Of course, this is just part 2 of the LES statement. If you got any questions, though, like I said before, we're going to have you post them down in the comment section there, and we'll answer your questions. And like always, please come in to take the Military Spouses 101 class. We're going to cover this LES much more in depth, like we talked about in part 1. And I look forward to hearing from you. Again, thank you for joining us for Army Family Team Building Military Spouses 101 online. Have a great day. Good morning. Welcome back to Army Family Team Building Leave and Earnings Statement Part 3. Today we're going to talk specifically about the column there that says Thrift Savings Plan. I put an arrow on the left there to show you exactly what I'm talking about from left to right on that thing. This is a very important section of the LES statement, and this is very important because it's for your future planning. A thrift savings plan is a retirement savings and investment plan for civilian employees and uniform government employees. For starters, the TSP is a long-term retirement savings plan. It's open to all active duty service members, and they can enroll in it as soon as they enlist in the military. The great part about the thrift savings plan is you can contribute from 1% all the way to 100% of your pay if you chose to, and the military will match that first 5%. Now, that matching's got some contingencies though. The first 3% of that 5% is matched dollar for dollar. The second 2% of that 5 is matched 50 cents on a dollar. But either way, this is the same thing as a civilian 401k plan, and this is planning for your future. So it's very important. I highly recommend that all soldiers be enrolled in the thrift savings plan. Of course, if you got any questions about the thrift savings plan, got any questions about the LES statement, post your comments on Facebook to us. And again, come in and see us for that Military Spouses 101 class where we'll cover everything about the LES and much, much more. Thanks again for liking us. Have a great day. Good morning. Welcome back to Army Family Team Building Military Spouses 101 and part 4 of the Leave and Earnings Statement. Today we're going to talk about the big box at the bottom, the remarks box. You got text on the left and the right of that box down there. Let's talk specifically about the text on the left first. This is an area where the Army is giving you information about upcoming changes that's going to take place via financial or maybe to the LES or maybe just some new policy that's taken effect. It also gives you location there where it talks about new resources that are coming into play. Go over to the right-hand side there. I want you to pay specific attention to the arrow that I drew down there to you. It says information about your specific pay adjustments. This right here is where the Army is going to tell you specifically about any changes that's taken place to your LES. If there's been a change to your BAH rate, if there's been a change to your pay grade, if there's been a change to your SGLI, anything specifically to your LES is going to be listed right here. And it's going to tell you that the bank and the accounting number that it's affecting. So again, like I said, if you got any more questions about the LES, post your comments down there on our Facebook page. Come in and see us for the Military Spouses 101 class, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.